EFNL Insight, first edition of season 2026. I'm Ron Long, Media Manager with the Eastern Football Netball League, joined by Blake Tennant. Great to have you on board, Blake, for another year. You were a feature piece of this show last season on YouTube. We've got Josh Warder, who will be with us as we filmed the Ladder Predictions last week. Unfortunately, he's not able to make tonight's session, but great to have you back on board for another year. Yes,
it is. Good to be here. EFNL Insight just gets better. We recruited Josh Ward, a familiar name, after taking a year off last year, but it's good to have him back. Don't worry, the furnace is back. He'll be back in about 2 to 3 weeks' time, I reckon.
That's a worry.
I just did the teams under the most pressure. So that's probably one thing. Good Friday footy was very good. Two good games of footy, and keen to break it all down this week.
Yeah, certainly right. You were out at Seabeck Oval on Friday. Yep. I was out at Balwyn. I started at Seabeck for the women, so we've got a good mix of this that we've covered all 3 games on Friday. We're going to just jump straight into it, of course, and if you did miss those games, they are up on the EFNL YouTube live stream. We're going to start with the senior men's game out at Balwyn Park because the Tigers got the job done in a very similar fashion to last year's Premier Division Grand Final. In the Grand Final rematch, they defeated Blackburn by 4 points, and they had to come from behind too, 20 points down at three-quarter time. They defeat Blackburn 13-7-85 to the Burners 12-9-81. Bowen Smith was fantastic in the game. Jimmy Miller, in his first game for Balwyn, kicked the 3 goals. Ned Lamott kicked 2 as a Blackburn. Another great captain's performance from Kate Ainsworth. He kicked 2 goals in the win for them. Jackson Carmody and Daniel Wood and Toby Wooler also all kicking 2 goals each. But fascinating game, Blake, and if you weren't at the ground, you'd be potentially wondering how much did the wind conditions affect it.
That? Yeah.
Well, I wasn't at ground level, so I didn't get a feel for it down there, but I think from the 25 goals kicked, 23 of them came from all downhill, one end of the ground.
So not the club house end of Balwyn Park?
Yeah, not where the scoreboard end going down towards whatever road that is at the... we need Josh Ward in for our maps, but... very intriguing game, and because of that, we looked at three-quarter time, a 20-point lead to Blackburn, and just thought that wasn't enough for the Burners to get across the line, and it ended up not being enough. They had a shot at three-quarter time from Daniel Wood that fell short. You add that goal, then potentially it might be a bit more of a buffer they can control. But that last quarter, they held them off for as long as they could, but a couple of quick goals in a row. We've got them up on the screen now in obviously Caden Schreiber, who was fantastic, a long goal from him, and then Ned Lamott, who kicked 2 with the sealer to get them across the line. And very similar to, obviously, the Premier Division Grand Final last year, Blake.
Yes, it is. The same old flashbacks, unfortunately, for Blackburn. They just find a way, Balwyn, don't they? They just find a way, and, as you said, I think I was watching that last quarter, and I think Toby Wooler missed a goal that he, would want to look back at because that, again, would have put him up by another goal. I can't remember what the margin was, but that would have been a crucial goal for Blackburn. But Balwyn just shows, again, they just find a way, and Brendan Sanderson, I would love to know what his message was at three-quarter time because he really would have put the guys on the notice. The message would have been, we've been here before. So that's a very big win for Balwyn, and they've got East Ringwood in 2 weeks' time in a twilight game, and East Ringwood really know how to play twilight footy, so they wouldn't want to be 0-1 heading into East Ringwood. So that's a big win for Balwyn.
100% it was, and it probably was part of the message. Hey, we've been here. Last game we've played Blackburn the last 3 times. Last time we played, we came in to that last 5 or 6 minutes in a similar deficit. They were 14 points down in time on and found a way to get across the line with 3 big goals. And I thought, particularly led from the front in Bowen Smith, and you lose Charlie Haley, the dual premiership captain, who was down at the ground. Of course, it was, I think, they had their season launch that night and had a lot of...
Stay back?
I stayed back for a couple, and I had a flight to get to Adelaide. But I thought Bowen Smith, who stepped into the captaincy role this year, was absolutely fantastic. He led from the front, had some great moments. And then you look at some of the guys that come into the side where they lose, Anderson, and I thought Miller was outstanding. Boyd was really, really good.
It was Jordovic go. How did he go in his first game?
Kicked a goal early, and that probably, I think that could have even been in that potentially in the first quarter where they only kicked the one goal. But it was something for him to kick one early, probably settle the nerves. A lot of their plays, I mean, when you look at that lineup and when we get to ladder predictors a little bit later, I'm already not liking where I've put Balwyn because I think they're just going to prove everyone wrong again. I think they're real. I think they just show that they're a premiership contender. But some of the guys that are on the list, a lot of younger players who stepped in. Ned Lamott, it's one of those. I thought he was great. They just find a way, don't they?
It's one of the great things in footy is, you love a team that just finds a way to win a game that's crucial 4 points. And, you can pretty much make it, how important it is. It's an 8-point game sort of thing, this one. You just want to bank it early against, the runners-up from last year. So they'll be going in plenty of confidence, and I believe Blackburn and Balwyn have the week off this week. So,
they do, yes.
So then, so Blackburn, they've got 2 weeks now to find out what went wrong for them in that last quarter. Obviously, there was a few run-on goals from particular players, so they'll be looking to, look at their wounds and try to find a way to get back on. And who have they got round one? Top of
for their next game, just a quick look, bear with me for a second. They've got Vermont round 2, which is the following Saturday.
And that game's always very good.
Yeah, it's a good little rivalry.
It doesn't matter where they are on the ladder.
Yep.
Both teams know, that it's a good game.
And you talk about a hard start to the season for Blackburn. They follow that with the traditional Anzac Day game against South Croydon, play East Ringwood after that at East Ringwood Reserve, and then Rowville. So that's a very tough first 5 start.
I think South Croydon's also, I know we're talking off topic, but they've also got a very hard draw as well. So but Balwyn, they just tick the box, and that's how I felt as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you went into quarter time and because of Blackburn starting that first quarter, at that stage we probably didn't realise how strong the conditions were and how big of a factor that was going to be. But they kicked 8 goals in the second quarter and really lit it up. And you look at that midfield, I think it's still a stacked midfield, and I think Schreiber's ready for another big year. Markovsky, obviously VFL, you're not sure how long he's going to get. But
is Schreiber's not VFL, was he? Is he still at Collingwood?
I'm not too sure. But they were great.
They want him in every week, I reckon.
Yeah, and when you've got Smith and Urban, obviously have been foundations of this side now for a long time. When someone like Pollux, who was talked about quite a bit in 2024, missed most of 2025. Him back in the side, that was great. They've got a very, very good lineup, and
they do. And the reserves won against Blackburn too.
By a point.
Yeah, so that just shows where they're at as a club, because Balwyn reserves, let's be real here, haven't been great. And we all know Blackburn, they're always
around the
mark. They're always there
players.
at Bayswater. So that's a great win, and 2 big wins. 19's just fell short, probably down the breeze in that last quarter, because I think it was only a goal in that last quarter heading into it. So big ups for Balwyn, but plenty of work to do early for Blackburn to go over a couple of things and be back ready to go against Vermont.
I hate to spoil mine, and we're going to get to the predictions a little bit later that we filmed last week. So, as a spoiler, I'd put Balwyn into that 4th and 5th outside of the double chance. And I'm already regretting that. That was already a bad
I still think I'm happy with it. It's been one.
I know
game.
it's been one round. We'd love to. We'd talk about that. Blackburn, I've still have high hopes for this season. That hasn't changed. But
I heard Sanderson. You guys he saw the ladder predictors
or the tips for the weekend. There were a few that tipped Blackburn, myself included.
There you go. So
it turns out he was right. But it was a game that could have gone either way.
It would, yeah.
Let's talk about the game you were out at Seabeck Oval on Friday. Big crowd saw Rowville defeat South Belgrave by 30 points, 10-19, 79 to 6-13, 49. A 30-point win for the Hawks. Kane Young talked a bit about him coming into this game back at the Hawks. He was great. He was listed as their best player. Lockie Wine kicked 3. Cole Stainthorpe kicked 2. As for South Belgrave, Garner and Julian both kicked 2 goals each. Evans was listed as their best player, so interestingly enough there. You were at the game, so I'll probably throw this one to you. Yeah. Very tight for 3 quarters, and in the last quarter, it was 4 goals to zip, and in the end, a pretty comfortable win for the Hawks, but I think the Saints will certainly get a lot out of that.
Yeah, definitely. And, I thought the game sort of went to how I thought it was going to go, and we've got to give credit to South Belgrave. They were in front at 3/4 time, I believe, so by 1 point. So, the Saints will take a lot out of this, and I feel like they're going to stay in Premier. I don't think they'll be, a one-win sort of team in Premier this year. I think they're going to win a few games in Premier this year. They've kept pretty much their whole side, and they've recruited, I would say, probably 5 blokes from that team. I thought Griffith Julian plays at Box Hill. He had a very good game. Tim McIntyre. He's another good player that will be good for South Belgrave. And, the Garner brothers did well. Tim Smith played a little bit more midfield time. So he wasn't really that tall forward for majority of the game. He went in there in different stints. But, I thought it was credit to South Belgrave, but Rowville, just that fitness is what Ben Wise was talking about at the start of the year, and it really showed in that last quarter. They finished off the game really well, kicking 5 goals to none, as you said, Ryan. So Rowville, very good signs early, very happy with it. Thainsthorpe, to me, was probably one of their better players. Kane Young was superb as well, but I thought Thainsthorpe, he played in all 3 positions. So he played back, and then he played forward, and then, he spent some time on the wing. So I thought he was terrific for Rowville.
One player that is coming back from a full-time perspective, Lockie Wind, kicked the 3 goals. How did you see his game back for the Hawks? Because that's a massive inclusion to have him for the full season. I think why a lot of people are really high on the Hawks this year.
Well, you can also, before I get into Lockie Wine, you can also say Tyler Edwards.
Yes, full time as well.
He was superb as well. But Lockie Wine, he's just got that big, tall presence. And I feel like that's sort of what they miss, Rowville. Obviously with the games he was available for. But I just feel like they need another that tall forward. I know Mav Taylor, but he's not really that, the
little bit different.
Yeah. So, but he was also superb as well. But Jordan Jaworski, he was another good player for the Hawks, coming to Wandon, of course. And I said on the live stream, he kicked 116 goals in 3 years for Wandon, so he knows where the big sticks are. But he was playing midfield a bit and high forward, so he'll be good for them. But Lockie Wine just had that X factor. 3 goals. I think he kicked a goal pretty much in every quarter but one. And he's going to be a threat, definitely, to help Rowville surge up the ladder this year, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get to your predictions a little bit later, because you did talk about the Hawks and their chances this season. Before we move on, great to have Good Friday footy at CBEC. Yes. We always have the grand final. Oh, not grand final. We always have Balwyn and Blackburn usually playing off against one another. But to have 2 big senior games at Rowville, and the crowd I heard was very good.
Yeah, I think you couldn't really see it just due to where we set up at CBEC, but the hill from the distance that we saw on monitors was just massive. So a strong supporter. I think there was over 1,000 people at CBEC, so really good to see. Everyone was in after the rooms, which is really nice to see, getting around local footy clubs. So high ups for Rowville, and I'm really bullish on South Belgrave. I think they've got Berwick this week away, so that'll be another test for them before they open up their campaign against Noble Park at home. So they're going to be, that's 2 tests right there, and we'll see how they go.
As we sort of spoken about in the pre-season preview podcast, they've got some winnable games in the first 4 to 5 weeks, and I think they will, whether or not it's this Saturday, I think they're going to get a win pretty early on, where Mitcham, unfortunately for them, it took till round 8 or 9 before they got their first one.
The way I see it with Mitcham is just they lost 8 premiership players from that team last year. And, Jesse Cherry did his ACL, so that kind of hurts Mitcham. But the way, if you want to have a look at both sides, South Belgrave's kept majority of the list and recruited five players. So they're going to be all right. They're in a good space there, and I think Christian Height will definitely have the boys up and about.
Looking forward to seeing how they go this season. One more game to have a look at before we get to our ladder predictors is the Rowville Kilsyth Senior Women's Clash, the match of the round. This was a round 5 clash that's been pushed forward.
Same as the Rowville.
Yes, correct.
But that was round 4.
Yep, that's right. And this one, of course, first game back for the Hawks back in the senior women's competition. 5-7-37 defeated Kilsyth 2-3-15. Smith kicked 2 goals. That was the Hawks' multiple goal scorer. Haley Jackson kicked 2 for Kilsyth, both of theirs coming in the first half. But the Hawks, great to have them back in the competition and great to be able to see them live. First up, I was at that game and just watching the way the two sides played, very even first half, and it was a bit of a game of momentum. Rowville really got on top in the midfield. A couple of really key players to take note of. Kira Emery and Ebony Stevenson, I'd say, as well as Sophie Simpson was really strong through the midfield, and probably and this midfield group is just, I think, something that I think we'll really take note of across the season in Division 2. But the Hawks, great win for them to start obviously their return to the women's competition with a win and in front of a good crowd on Good Friday. It's a perfect start to the season, and I was really impressed with. I don't know if you caught much of the game, but they've got a very strong midfield that I think can take them pretty far in Division 2.
No, definitely. I was really happy seeing, Rowville win, and also, Kilsyth, they showed up a bit of a fight in Sheila Baker's first game for the club, but a familiar name was also in the best for Kilsyth in Sarah Ivanovic. We all know
played really well
how she's going to go this year, so she's in for a big year. But again, how I see it is, the first win is always the best win of the year, I feel like, because coming into a competition after having recess, of course, but just to get in that first win, because it gets the adrenaline going that, we can do this for the whole year, and they're going to be definitely up there, I think, Rowville, and where they're going to go for their plans. But some new faces, and it's great to see these faces that we haven't seen play, and it's really good to see them on notice with the game being live streamed. It
was hard to know what to expect going in because it's a very new side, not the same as what they had in the 2022 Premiership win over Park Orchards. Very different. A lot of the players have come across from Beaconsfield, of course, and they do have some players who have played at VFLW level and that are on Dandenong's list. There's some really good players. Emery was one that she was meant to be wearing the 16, but was in the 116, and I've never seen anyone playing the number 116, but she was dominant and by far the best ever performance from a player in the 116. And Smith as a target up forward who kicked the 2 goals, can move up and play in some different positions, but I think is huge for them.
The thing about the women's side of things, VFLW starts later than expected, so there'll be a few VFL players available for all Eastern Football Netball League sides. So good to showcase as well the talent that's that we've got come through
for our league.
Yeah, so I think there's a couple. You probably have the numbers as well. But I presume it'll be high. So
Well, it'll be interesting to see how many, because we've certainly had a increase in both VFLW and VFL representation this season. So a good win there for the Hawks, and they'll now await a few weeks. It's an interesting one where the women's, they don't start officially till the 18th of April. So both sides get an early one out, but
they've got the grand final rematch from 2022. Well, I guess the second Park Orchard side. So
with all players who probably didn't play in that grand final, maybe one or two, but
sort of means nothing at the same time, does it?
I'm not sure if that one does, but nevertheless, the two clubs, the first time the two clubs have featured in a women's game since that grand final against one another. So that's an interesting one, but we'll talk about that division probably a little bit more in female footy focus, because very interesting. You've got Heathmont coming into the comp, which will coming into the division after their flag. They'll be really strong this season. Montrose played off in a grand final last year. Park Orchards, their second side.
Blackburn.
Waverley Blues. Really, really good division. So we'll talk more about that soon.
Yeah. No, there's, we probably won't get a feel to who's going to be the front runner.
All right, let's look ahead to what's happening this weekend in the EFNL, and we do have the rest of the competition playing off in round one in the senior men's side of things. Senior women's not till the following weekend, but we will be out for the first time in quite a few years. We'll be out at Fair Park Reserve on Saturday for the Eastland match of the round because the Lions are taking on last year's grand finalists and minor premiers, Churnside Park. Highly anticipated game because the Lions, very notably, this off-season have recruited extremely well. They've picked up a lot of key players from higher up divisions. They're looking to make it a quick stay in Division 4 and move up to Division 3. Churnside Park, of course, coming off a grand final loss. They're eager to get back and get back out there and hopefully for their sake get back to grand final day and repeat and make up for obviously losing that one to Whitehorse. So big game for Division 4 to start the season off. Huge.
It is, and what a game to start the year for round one. So good to see two sides that will definitely be there in the finish line on the podium. So they're looking forward to watching this one from afar. Won't be there, unfortunately.
What do you mean? I've got you contracted on this week.
No, I think I might have to check your annual leave for that one.
So, where are you off to, mate?
I've got Gather Round.
Okay.
Yep, so looking forward to that. So we'll talk about that in a bit later. But, really disappointed. Won't be there, but I think this is going to be, now I don't want to say I know it's round one, but I think this would be a grand final preview. I think this would be the grand final. I can't really see any other sides potentially getting close to these two sides. We all know the recruits, Jackson, Berridon comes back, Ben Searle gets, which is he's going to be a massive inclusion.
Russell Cohen.
Yep. And we all saw him kick 12, I think, for Upper Gully one time.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
So, they're going to be up against it, Churnside Park, but they've also recruited at the same time. They've recruited, actually, Sean Dirksen, who Justin Ficcarelli really mentioned as well, having that big ruckman. Didn't quite use that to their strength, and it's going to be a cracking game of footy. Just watching these two go. I'm just having a look at this other recruit because he's at a big standpoint as well. Josh Swift coming to the club from the Yarram Footy Club in the North Gippsland Football League. He's kicked over 1,000 goals. So he knows where the goals are, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes round one against Fair Park as well.
It was super exciting to obviously get down to Fair Park. I think from a media team perspective, at least between us that we've been on, we've never actually been there for a men's game. I would say 2018. 2018, 2019 when they were in grand finals and competing. So back when they were last in Division 4 in 2019.
We'll have to ask Lee Green. He would know.
I'm sure he might be watching on from home. The four games for Division 4 this weekend, I think you've got a perfect round to start the season. You've got obviously this game between the Lions and the Panthers, but you've got the Bull Ants and the Kangaroos who are pretty much tied amongst each other last season, just missing the four.
Forest Hill, Nunawading as well.
Forest Hill, Nunawading.
And then Kilsyth, Doncaster.
Yep, which we don't know what to expect out of the new Doncaster list, but I think that's a good matchup to see him at Trams Reserve against Kilsyth round one. But I think that's four good games where if you can tip all four, I think you've done a pretty good week.
Yep, no, I think it'll be really interesting as well in Division 4 this week. We get a sort of a preview on where sides sit. Like, I know it's round one, but we just get a fair adjustment on, where sides go, just in case there's a blowout, all that sort of stuff. So I don't expect it to be a blowout. I think the closest one that we'll probably see, apart from our game that we're covering, will be Croydon North and Bull and Temple. I reckon that game will be a 10 to under 10 points.
Yeah, I think that's and I'm leaning towards the Bullens and winning that game. But also, their president, Shivsy, had his 50th birthday, where they put that up on the socials. So happy birthday, Shivsy, and all the best this weekend. But
you just want to be welcome back there, don't you?
I love going to the Taj. We'll be there this season for sure. But it doesn't stop this weekend for us. Yes. Sunday, we're out at Walker Park for a Mitcham versus Boronia Eastland Sunday match of the round. They did this Sunday fixture last year when they took on Vermont in Premier Division. They've got the Hawks, who have a good following base, so I think they're going to...
Two big supporter bases.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be a big crowd on Sunday because there won't be, besides Vermont and Doncaster East out at Zerbies, and besides, I don't know if the other smaller leagues are doing anything, but this might be the only couple of games on in Victoria, is there?
Yes, yep. Mount Evelyn and Wandon. So,
okay.
But we all know where we want to be.
You want to be in the East.
Yeah, so I just want to say...
MCG of the East.
Yeah, so cold. I just want to say as well, if you're wondering where the podcast will be, it will be on the Sunday. So, because I know we get a few people asking, where's the podcast for the Sunday show? So this will be directly on Radio Eastern, YouTube and Facebook. Just
at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. So we'll get an extra 15 minutes to
go through all the games.
So if you're watching on, just make sure to tune in from 1 o'clock to hear how your team went. And then we preview the Mitcham Boronia game. So I thought I'll mention that. But
well said, because I know I'll get questions on that. But
for
for you, because you won't be there on Sunday, unapproved leave to go to gather round, but
you approved it.
I don't remember doing that.
Emails
the Hawks and Tigers, two sides who I think are going to feature pretty highly up in most people's predictions this season. What's your feeling on this one? Because they haven't actually played each other probably since 2019.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
last time back in that was quite a couple of divisions.
They met in a final. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think in 2019 maybe.
Yeah. So, this game will be a good game. Two great sides going at it. Boronia, recruited very well during this off-season, so we'll see a few good new faces. Mitcham coming down. They got a bit to prove, don't they, after winning, one game in Premier last year. So, plenty of... we've got to see how these two sides are going because it's going to be a cracker. We don't know how Mitch Mellis is going to go. Obviously,
no VFL.
Yeah, there you go. So he'll be available after having 15 touches for Sydney last week. He had a really good game. So the Hawks will be up against it. Same with the Tigers. New look Tigers as well. Jesse Cherry, I believe, unless all
hopefully he's back. Yep.
Hopefully he can come back with the Tigers, which will be a massive inclusion. And as well as their recruits as well, that I'm really looking forward to seeing from afar.
Yep, it's a good point that both sides have recruited well over the off-season, so they've improved. This is a really fascinating game early. I think this is a hard one to tip. And do you have a tip yet? Because I'll save mine to the podcast on Friday. But
I do have a tip.
Where are you leaning towards?
I'm going to go... Now, this club will find it funny, but I'm going to go Mitcham.
Okay, you're on the Tigers.
Yeah, I'm on the Tigers. Just for maybe the one.
And you've got a great relationship with Mitcham?
Yes, love Mitcham. Love the people. It's good fun to be.
They love stirring you up, so
yeah, I'm sure because they sit on the socials. You can get up the post if you want as well. Will Blake Tennant wear his scarf, his Mitcham scarf at all during when he's at Mitcham? So won't be wearing it this Sunday. I'll probably be at Barossa Valley for the Tigers game. That's for
the Richmond Tigers.
Yes.
Who we got?
Giants.
It didn't matter who we were going to play.
Anyway, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm jealous because this weekend is it's going to be a massive weekend of Eastern Football Netball League footy, which I'm really excited about. So I'll be watching. Yeah,
looking forward to it. It's going to be a massive weekend. You can catch all the action live on Sunday from 1 p.m. on EFNL YouTube. The Saturday game for Fair Park, Churnside Park, as we said, 1:15 p.m. YouTube, Facebook, and Radio Eastern 98.1 FM. So a big weekend, 2 live streams to get to. Looking forward to it. Now, we alluded to this before. Time for some predictions. I think between the two of us and Josh, who was here last week, who did these, Not too many changes between the three of us. They're fairly similar. Whereas you probably ask a couple of other guys who are on the media team, a little bit different, their opinions. But I think for the most part, we're pretty similar. Again, apologies if we get these wrong. It's just our pre-season thoughts. We can't pick them all.
Well, the sides around this time think that their side is going to win the premiership.
Yeah.
And then like I keep telling you, come May, come June, don't come back saying to us, when your side's down the bottom, we don't want you to come back. So.
No, don't clip up what clip what we're saying and put it on socials or come to the games and show us that.
Ladder predictor on the walls.
On the walls, we hate that.
I've had a few.
Yeah.
I reckon I've had about five clubs.
Yeah, they love it, don't they? But
it's good though. Good theatre. Gets the boys up and about to win. So it's good.
You probably want us to rank you lower. Yeah. That's probably a good sign for your club.
That's your motivation for the year.
There you go. Well,
look at Wanty South.
Correct. Flags.
Yep. So there you go.
Well, no point. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's jump into it. Here's what we had for our ladder predictions for season 2026. All right, so it's time to officially peel the Band-Aid off and do our ladder predictions. Usually we do this on social media. I'll post it on Facebook and Instagram, and I always put you first because whoever does get first cops all the heat, all the comments on there. By the time you get the 6th or 7th one, they're a bit more. They're a bit more. There's not as much attention on it. So
which conveniently you put yourself 6th or 7th, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, always. I'll always go last. And then by the time it gets to mine, no one cares anymore.
Yeah. Where do I rank in that?
Usually you're right after Josh. I'll like to throw you two under the bus first.
Yeah, that's
but
great.
This time we're doing it on video form.
Thank God.
It is. I'm going to give you both a warning. Knowing clubs, I'm sure this might get chopped up a little bit and posted.
Probably on their reviews.
In there before the game of these blokes just don't rate us, all that sort of stuff. I'm sure there's going to be a bit about that. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Let's jump into it. We're going to do from Division 4 up in the senior men's competition. So starting with Division 4, Josh, you're going to go first, mate. But we're going to do it now. And you'll come up on the screen from the bottom to first.
Yep.
So you're going to go from who you've got last and work your way up.
So in 9th, I've got Nunna Whiting, and in 8th, I've got Forest Hill.
Jeez.
I'm not too sure about Nunna Whiting and Forest Hill. In 7th, I've got the Unknown Quantity in Doncaster. In 6th, I've got the Kangaroos, Croydon North Emlock, and in 5th, I've got Kilsyth. And just sneaking into the 4 is Balwyn Templestowe.
So Balwyn's in, Kilsyth out.
Yes, so I've got that only just sneaking into the top 4 of Balwyn Templestowe, I think. Between 4th and 7th, only one game will separate those 4 sides. In 3rd, I've got Churnside Park. In 2nd, I've got Warrandyte, Fair Park, and I have them as I mentioned in the Division 4 podcast, I have them as the Division 4 premiers as well. I think they're clear-cut maybe not clear-cut favourites, but strong favourites.
Fair Park.
Yeah, Fair Park for me.
Okay, so there you go. There's your 9. Blake?
Yeah, I've got me old boys Forest Hill in there.
You may not be welcome
shout
back.
Out to the boys down at Forest Hills. Another warning. Again, I think they'll be your bottom 2 for most ladder predictors, I would say.
Yep.
And then after that, I've got Croydon North just slipping down just a tap. And then I've got Doncaster not far off. And then I've got Balwyn Templestowe. I've gone a bit off topic here, but so that'll be my bottom half there.
Yep.
And I've got Kilsyth in 4th. I think they're gonna be playing finals. I've got a few old heads to guide these young Cougars into finals yet again. And then I've got Warrandyte in 3rd, Churnside Park in 2nd, and then I've got Fair Park, which we all know about. Will be on top of the ladder. They've recruited really well, and they're going to have some pretty good players playing 4th division, considering half these guys played 1st division, 2nd division. So they're going to be some pretty good players in that lineup.
Yeah, certainly right. Mine's not too far different from you guys. I've got Nunna Whiting in 9th. Forest Hill 8th, Croydon North Emlock in 7th, despite a bit of improvement from them last year. Just don't know where they might quite finish, but got them 7th at the moment. Got Doncaster 6th, just don't know enough about them and the players they've come.
I think they're just going to have a lot of fresh faces So this is what I mean. I think the first month they might have a few losses, but in the back end they could have a fair few wins. So
read my mind, Blake.
That's probably what I reckon is going to happen.
There you go. I've got the Bull Ants missing just in 5th spot, and I've gone Warrandyte 4th, Kilsyth 3rd, Churnside Park 2nd, and I'm sticking with you guys. I think Fair Park are the side to beat in this division with their recruits. I mean, we'll find out round 1, big test. They've got Churnside Park. And I'm assuming grand final picks, that is my pick, those two sides in the Lions.
I picked Fair Park and Warrandyte for the grand final, so...
I've left Churnside out.
Yeah,
they'll
love me.
There.
Yep, keep note of that, Churnside.
Ficker, really? Watch out on that one.
I'm looking forward to not going to Churnside Park this year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I've got Fair Park and Churnside as mine. I think that will be the two favourites, I would say.
There you go. So hopefully we didn't piss off too many.
You want me to kick us off Division 3?
Yeah, go for it, Blake.
Put Josh off the spotlight.
Thank you.
So I'm going to put Ferntree Gully relegated. Now this is a big one, I reckon. I think they've struggled. You know, they've lost. I think they've got their two most important players not playing for the chunk of the year, which is Jaden Stevenson and Jesse Smythe, who's still recovering from an injury.
Yep.
So those two are big losses, and the margins that we saw in the back end weren't great and pleasant. So I've got Ferntree Gully again relegated. And then joining them will be Coldstream, just below them. Coldstream, to me, nothing I've seen, no big names, I would say, coming
Very young.
Yeah. So I think those two will be your favourites. And they've got newly promoted Whitehorse. I think they'll be okay, but again, don't know what to expect. And then I've got Sylvan. Well, you know they're going to have 9 home games, so they'll win that. And then
lose 9 away games.
Who knows there? So that's where I've got them. And then in my top 5 this year, I've got Oakley, Basin, Upper Ferntree Gully, Knox, and Domvale as my 5. And I've got Knox and Domvale going at it for Division 3 Grand Final.
Who's your winner?
Oh, surely Domvale have to break it, don't they?
Yeah, well, we've said that the last couple of seasons.
For surely this just has to be a year.
Well, we went different for who would
we have. So you're Div 3?
Yeah, I've got Coldstream in 9th and Ferntree Gully in 8th. I think Ferntree Gully have picked up Spencer Richards West and Coldstream are a bit too young for my liking, so I've got them 9th. Don't despair, Coldstream fans. As I mentioned earlier, I picked you for 9th a couple of years ago, or 2nd last, and you made finals that year. So Oakley District, I've got 7th. Whitehorse Pioneers, I've got 6th. Just falling short of Sylvan, who I've got in the top 5, purely because of the fact I say they're guaranteed 9 home wins. I think.
It was funny because I actually popped down to Sylvan the other night for my In Focus article, and Michael Folks, I said to him, "What are your expectations heading into the year?" And what do you think he said? As he's
win an away game.
Correct. That's the first thing he told me. So, mate, I think we might be ringing him for our recovery session on the Sunday show.
Well, if they get an early win away from home.
If they do, I think they've got opportunities. I think they play for.
Well, they found Ferntree Gully round 1, so that'll be a good start for them.
That's a winnable opportunity at the brand new Wally True Reserve.
Yeah, it looks magnificent, doesn't it? I had a look at the photos, the drone shots. Looks really good.
Very good.
I say we might have to try to get out there for a game, but with our predictors, we might not be predicting them to do too well.
Maybe a relegation battle by the looks of it.
I've got the Basin 4th. I've got Domvale 3rd, and I've got Upper Ferntree Gully in 2nd and Knox 1st. I think. I think Domvale have picked up some good players, and they'll do again well in the regular season.
It's only opinion, Josh. We're not judging you, but who's your grand final?
I'm just making sure that the Domvale faithful know that. I still appreciate what you guys are doing, and no doubt you'll be right at up there in the pointy end of the season. I've got Knox Upper Ferntree Gully in the grand final, and I've got Knox to win the flag in season 2026.
Okay. Mine's fairly similar. Ferntree Gully I've got last for the same reasons. I just think with the quality they've lost, I think it might be a bit of a tough year for them. I've got Oakley District in 8th.
Wow. Out of them in.
I don't think that'll be enough.
Mate, he could kick 100 again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be different delivery. We'll see.
Yeah.
Coldstream 7th. I could flip a coin between them at the moment. Sylvan, I've got missing. I've got them in 6 because I just not sure how they're going to go on the road yet. I want to be proven wrong. I've got Whitehorse into the 5. I'm going to slip them into 5th. I think with their the way we've seen sides come up this division and obviously win the flag in Surrey and Scoresby. I don't think they've quite got the list to do that, but I do think they've got the list to play some finals. Knox in 4th, maybe a little bit stiff on them on the double chance, but I really like this top 4. Donvale 3rd, so I've got them outside the top 2, and I've got the Basin 2nd, Upper Gully to win it. Upper Gully to beat the Basin in grand final.
Wouldn't that be a turnaround? Oh, yeah, I had them finals, so, yeah.
It's a turnaround for me after picking them last year.
Yes, well, absolutely. So,
well, they picked up a few good players from Beaconsfield, so they'll be definitely up there, I reckon.
Yeah,
100%.
All right.
So you'll be welcome to Kings Park then?
Hopefully. We do want to get out there this year, so great place to...
Bring your jackets, that's all I have to say.
I was going to say,
cold.
nice
cold
and
anyway.
warm inside, I'm pretty sure.
Didn't you have to go on the boundary that rainy day? Was that something else?
Yeah, it was just called
And
leadership.
And you had to wear the boots.
I did have to wear boots that day. Yeah, it was bad. Division 2. All right, I'll cop one first. I'll go first on this one. I've got Croydon last. Ooh. I'm very worried about Croydon at the moment. Got Lilydale 9th. Very young. I think they can improve, but I'm just not sure yet. You could raffle off the next 6 sides for me. I really don't know where they're going to finish. I've got East Burwood in 8th at the moment, but I do think their potential for a bit of a rise. I've got Heathmont 7th. A lot of change. There's still some very good players on that lineup, but I've got them missing by a bit.
Co-coaches as well now, actually.
Yes, yeah.
Which is fascinating.
Jamie Bennell and Stuart Hill.
We'll see how that all plays out. Waverley Blues in 6th. Scoresby to make the finals, finish 5th. Ringwood in 4th. Mulgrave 3rd. And I think the top 2 at the moment are streets above, unfortunately. I think Templestowe and Surrey Park. Surrey Park's my tip to win it this year. I hope
not.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, that's a bit harsh.
Well, you got to balance it out because of you, but I think
you'll be welcome to Surrey Park this year.
I think I hope we're right. I hope it is a lot more even.
Yeah.
But just on a pre-season point of view, those two have picked up really well. They were already ahead with Wantirna South, so the gap is a little bit there. We could be wrong. We could be looking at round 5 or 6 and go, all right, well, maybe it's a little bit different. But that just from an outside point of view, that's my ladder.
Yeah. Do you want to go, Blake, or do you want me to go?
I can go. I know where you're going to go in your ladder predictor here, but I've actually backed you up here, Brian. I'm going Croydon relegated. It's going to be a dark year, I feel like, for the Blues. They're going to fight their way. I reckon. I'll back you with Lilydale. They're a young team. They beat Norwood in a practice match on the weekend, so that's some surprising stuff here. I've got Heathmont, unfortunately. I've got them 8th. I think it's going to be another dark year for Heathmont. They're a young team, and let's face it, I think they've really only got 5 to 7 good players. I think that's probably how I see it with Heathmont. I've got Scoresby in 7th after that. And I've got East Burwood as well. So they'll round it up from the bottom 4. And then playing finals this year, I've got Ringwood. They're going to return to make finals. Picked up some good players. Waverley Blues. Now, this is an interesting one. Waverley Blues beat Wandon on the weekend in a practice match.
Did they really?
They did, but Wandon had a few out, but still, the beat Wandon, like the team it is, it's pretty good there. So I'm going Waverley Blues, and there's a particular player, Liam Kinsella, boys.
That's from East Ringwood.
Yeah,
that's a good.
I'm telling you, he's turning heads down at Waverley, so he'll be good for them. And then I've got Mulgrave, and then I think the top 2. I feel like they're just 2 ahead of everyone else, unfortunately. And I think that'll be a grand final. So Templestowe and Surrey Park will round out the top 2. You can pick and choose. You just flip a coin, see
who wins it.
Come on.
I'm going Templestowe. Redemption year.
Fair
Redemption year for the Dockers. They've kept the majority of their lists.
Yeah, recruited well too.
Yep, and they've got a good record against the side where I've got them above them. So there you go.
All right.
Josh.
I'm agreeing with both of you as well. I've got Croydon relegated. And I've got Lilydale in 9th as well. My ladder is pretty much the same as yours. Just just flip around one side, which will be shown on the screen later. East Burwood in 8th, Heathmont in 7th. I've got Scoresby just missing out on finals, and Waverley Blues into the top 5. I think the Blues will have some good inclusions back at Mount Waverley Reserve. I reckon they'll do pretty well in the second year of Sam Bates' tenure. I've got Ringwood 4th, Mulgrave 3rd, and then, as you guys have already said, Templestowe and Surrey Park Streets ahead, Dockers 2nd, Panthers 1st, and Panthers for the flag, and Surrey Park and Templestowe to play off in the grand final.
I knew that from the get-go.
I think everyone who's watching will have gotten that from the get-go as well. So, nice and simple.
Do you want me to kick us off for Division 1?
Go for it, mate.
I've got Bayswater getting relegated. I saw a lot of red flags for me for Bayswater, but they have... Now, this player that I'm going to mention, his name's Chaz. I don't know if you've seen him on Instagram, boys, but he'll be playing for Bayswater this year. So he's a social media influencer. So, Chaz, if you're watching this show, special shout out to you. He's going to do some great things for Bayswater. Probably their only good highlight, I would say. And then after that, I've got Norwood and Murrelbach. So that's... So Bayswater 10th, Norwood 9th, Murrelbach 8th, and then I've got Beaconsfield as the biggest slider. I've got them 7th.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, I don't like to say it, and I put them in this exact spot last year, but I've got North Ringwood in 6th. Now, this could hurt me big time here. And then I've got Wannie South playing finals in Division 1. And I've got Mitcham 4th. Again, they'll be playing finals. And then I've got Baronia 3rd. Montrose in 2nd. And then I've got Park Orchards as the minor premiers.
And grand final?
Grand final, I've got Montrose and Park Orchards.
Who wins it?
Park Orchards.
Okay. Josh?
Fair enough. I'm agreeing with Blake for the bottom 3. Bayswater 10th, Norwood 9th, Murrelbach 8th, and I'm agreeing who finishes in 7th, Beaconsfield. They'll cause some headaches, though, so I think they're one to keep a close eye on. Wanturna South, I've just got the missing finals. Yeah. I think throw a blanket over the top 6 or whoever's between 2nd and 6th. I think it's going to be a hotly contested Division 1, particularly with the offensive firepower of both sides. I do
remember that as well, Devils.
I've got
no finals, Josh says.
That'll come back to bite me after last year. Mitcham I've got in 5th as well, but it wouldn't surprise me if they do finish higher. Now,
Mitcham 5th?
Yeah. I think the Tigers have done enough on the recruiting front, but they're a much different side in comparison to their 2 premierships. Now, I had a hard time tossing up between 3rd and 4th, a double chance. I've got Montrose 4th and North Ringwood 3rd. Mainly, Montrose and North Ringwood will be battling.
I'm a little offended, Josh. Just disappointed, but yeah, go on.
That'll be a fascinating battle. I've got Baronia 2nd. I've got Park Orchards 1st. Sharks and Hawks to meet in the grand final, and I've got the Sharks winning the flag as well.
All right. So 2 Sharks.
Yes.
There you go. All right.
Looking forward to this one, Ryan.
Okay, mate.
For a particular reason. You know where I'm going.
I've got the same bottom 4. I've got Bayswater 10th, Norwood 9th, Murrelbach 8th, Beaconsfield 7th. Real tossing up on this top 6. There's one very unlucky side. I'm putting North Ringwood 6th as well, and I really don't want to do that. I'm not sold on it either. Sorry. North Ringwood, 6. 5th, I've got Wanturna South. Got them in the 5. I've got Montrose 4th. Nothing. I've got Mitcham 3rd.
Gee, you love your Tigers.
Park Orchard 2nd.
Oh my God.
What? On the recruiting front, I've got Baronia winning it.
I do agree with Ryan though, but I put Baronia 2nd because I have heard the same things you have. I just think they'll come charging towards the end of the season. That and they're probably back at Tormore Reserve, so that'll help them.
They're back at Tormore round 2, aren't they? Yeah. Is that correct?
I haven't got the fixture in front of me, but I believe so.
And the new rooms look pretty good.
Yep. All right, this one now is tough. This is Premier.
It's
the big leagues. I'm
happy to bite the bullet. And go.
All right,
go first.
So this is 10th place, getting relegated for whoever you got here.
I might not be welcome to this particular club, and that is Noble Park.
Ooh,
I just think they've lost too many players.
We all said that last year, didn't we?
Yeah,
and they were very well aware of that. That was
So I'm not going out to Pat Wright Senior Oval this year as well.
Yeah, another ground.
Love going out there.
It's
Play the pokies at half time.
It is a great place to go to.
Oh, I was placing bets at Buddy first goal last year at Dover Park. That was my highlight of the day.
I don't think... Did you get that right?
No. You picked a defender, I think.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I've got Vermont 9th. I've got Berwick in 8th. I think it's going to be a toss-up between those bottom 3 sides. So I've got South Belgrave in 7th. I rate what they've done and the fact that they've done what Mitcham didn't do last year and keep most of their core group. I think they'll do well. I've got Donny East in 6th. I've given up on putting them in the finals. I've done that the last couple of years, and they've been horrendous. I've got South Croydon in 5th, and I've got East Ringwood in 4th. I've got Blackburn 3rd, Balwyn 2nd, and I've got the Hawks of Rowville finishing atop the table. I've got them as premiers, and they'll defeat Balwyn in the Premier Division Grand Final.
East Ringwood's probably the only interesting one for me.
Where did you have East Ringwood?
I had East Ringwood 4th. I mainly put Blackburn in 3rd because they haven't lost a whole lot of players. I
can't criticise too much on this. It's a very even comp, so I could, and I'm not too sold on my ladder predictor.
You're not the only one, but I just think Rowville will win the flag. Their list is, as I mentioned, in the Premier Division fight. It's shaping up as strong as it did back in 22-23. So Hawks for me to win the flag.
All right, Blake. What do we got? Who's getting relegated from Premier?
So I got Berwick relegated, so that's 10th. And then I've got South Belgrave in 9th, Noble Park in 8th, Vermont in 7th, Donny East in 6th, behind you, Josh. And then this is where it gets interesting, I feel like. And then I've got South Croydon in 5th, Balwyn in 4th, Blackburn 3rd, East Ringwood 2nd, and then Rowville again on top.
So, and you're going for a Rowville Premiership too?
Rowville Premiership as well.
Okay.
I'm on the trend.
Who will they defeat in the grand final?
I think they'll play East Ringwood. I don't think Balwyn... They've lost a few key players. Yeah. And I think if they get a couple injuries, the reserves haven't been up to it in the last couple of years. So...
All right.
In agreement.
Oh, I hate doing this.
Here we go.
got the Bulls 10th.
Oh.
Noble Park 10th.
So, mate, jeez. Club Noble. Mate, when you jump on the pokies, they might see your card and they'll be like, nah, not letting this guy do it.
9th, I've got Vermont. 8th, South Belgrave. I've got Berwick in 7th. I think they might just jump up and have a bit of a
All depends
surprise
on
season.
Jackson Binns plays.
I don't think they'll play too much. I think
I've got him 7th now. I can't change it. Doncaster East in 6th. Mainly because I just can't see who I'm taking out of this top 5 at the moment. I've got Balwyn 5th. South Croydon 4th. Rowville 3rd. East Ringwood 2nd. Blackburn on top. I think Blackburn to defeat East Ringwood in the grand final this year.
Redemption year for
the Burners.
Imagine if that was the grand final.
And I didn't have them in the finals last year, so I feel like I
didn't have them in finals.
I put them 6th.
I think a lot of us had them missing finals, but imagine if it was a Blackburn East Ringwood grand final.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, if that's a grand final, expect a big crowd out at
the Red
wherever
Jackets.
we're going to be for the Premier Division grand final.
Yeah,
but also, I think South Croydon's my smoky.
Yeah.
Dogs are a bit of a sniff. Well, there you have it. Ladder predictions for season 2026 of the senior men's competition. I'm already hating that pick for Balwyn 5th. I think I should have had him a little bit higher. So
I had him 4th.
Yeah, probably. We'll see. It is round 1, but again, don't clip them up. I know people will.
I'm sure I'll get on the Tuesday reviews that sides do.
Yeah. These blokes who have no idea what they're talking about don't rate us. All right, that's it for us today. It's been a good episode to obviously get back and get you back in the studios. Before we go, you said you're off. You're off to gather round.
Yeah, off to gather round. This will be my 3rd gather round. I missed last year because 1 year ago I was actually in the States for that. So, doing that. Going to every game at Adelaide Oval and then off to the Barossa Valley for the Richmond game.
Can't hikes.
Got a hire car actually, so I'm driving up. Got to go. So this is probably going to be very hard. So I've got to drive to Adelaide Airport, then I've got to go to Barossa Valley, watch the game, then drive back, and then go back to Adelaide Oval. So I'm going in,
geez.
and going in the city, out the city, in the city, and then back again in the city. So
I like it. I know this is not the sort of platform for it, but because this is our show and we do whatever we want, I want to talk about this because I went to Adelaide myself on the weekend, and great setup. Actually, underrated city, Adelaide.
It is. The city's really good. Obviously, I've been there a fair few times for different sporting events, and they really do it differently, Adelaide. And I hope Gather can stay there because it's just a great town, and Norwood gets a run too, Barossa Valley and Mount Barker, as we've seen, they don't get the run this year, but very good city, Adelaide. They do it pretty well.
Absolutely. And you're driving up, I believe?
No, I'm driving to the airport, then flying.
Okay.
And then,
petrol pretty bad at the moment.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So
$2.19, so it's a little bit cheaper than what we've been seeing. So, yeah. And I think the other thing, how'd you go with the drinks down there? Because there's Imperial and there's pints. And
the Imperial pint, a little bit confusing. My partner actually has some family over there, so they were explaining it, the Imperial pints, and I don't think they've got schooners over there. So I think that's right. I think if you say schooner, you'll sound foreign to them.
You're from Victoria, they'll probably say.
Yeah, and also they don't say Palmer, they say Palmy, which is odd. But anyway, it is what it is.
Gone a bit off topic there.
Well, we are. But for those who are wanting more footy content, we'll have a bit more of an review or preview of this week's round on Friday. The Friday podcast is back. A little bit of a rebranding, but
rebranding.
Yeah, new name. Just changing things up, Blake, keeping you on your toes. Okay. So we've got that ready to go tomorrow. Tomorrow, by the time this comes out. So you can catch all the action there, as well as the games on Friday and Saturday. The live stream games, Fair Park takes on Churnside Park.
Sunday.
Saturday, what did I say?
Friday.
Oh, yeah, geez.
You still think it's Good Friday.
Yeah, that's right. Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Fair Park, Churnside. Mitch and Bronya Sunday. Very much looking forward to it. We'll be excited to see you back after Gather Round.
Yes. Yeah, really looking forward to coming back, to being officially part of the team. Obviously, I was with Chris, and Chris called really well. So, really looking forward to this year, and looking forward to be a good year.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it for us today. We'll see you next time on EFNL Insight. Until then, enjoy the footy.